أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In today's start of the week, we want to reflect on one of the statements of the Commander of the Faithful, Imam Ali, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, in which he defines and describes the name Allah. Now, as Muslims, we recognize God as being Allah. This is the name that we read in the Quran. This is the name that begins 113 chapters of the Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is what we refer to many times as the proper name for God. We call Him Allah. But as we know, it is not only Muslims that call God as Allah, but even those who are followers of other religions who speak Arabic, they also refer to God as Allah. So this is a universal that all of those who understand Arabic, who read, would call God by this particular name. Names like God are obviously translations. Names like Khuda in Persian or Urdu as they call Him is a understanding, a translation of the word Allah. But ultimately as Muslims we take the name Allah, we use it in our daily prayers, we use it in almost every action that we perform in our life, from the time that we wake up until the time that we go to bed. From the moment a child is born into our family until that child grows and passes away, this name Allah is always used. But one of the questions comes forth is, does this name have any meaning? Does this name actually conjure up some understanding of what Allah is? Obviously we can never understand Him fully. We can never understand Him to the ultimate level, but we can understand Him how He Himself has manifested Himself to us through the verses of the Quran and through the statements of the Prophet and his noble successors. So in one of these traditions we see the following definition for the name Allah and what it really means. We see the following. Allah means the worshipped one, by whom people are bewildered and to whom they are submissive. Allah is the one veiled from the grasp of sights, and the one hidden from imagination and contemplation. Now the Imam, the Commander of the Faithful, offers us a unique look into the name Allah. What does it mean? Again, we say this name probably hundreds of times a day, maybe thousands of times a day. Again, in the prayers, in the 5 daily prayers, the name of Allah is mentioned repeatedly. Even if I take a step back, the adhan that we begin our prayers with, Allah is in there. The iqamah, Allah's name is mentioned. The prayers, Allah's name is mentioned. The ta'aqibat, the prayers, the supplications, the glorifications after the prayer, Allah's name is taken. Before we eat food, we take the name of Allah. Before we get into our car, we take the name of Allah. But what does that name mean? Imam Ali shows us that it means multiple things. We're told it means that Allah is the one who is worshipped. He is the God, the only thing worshipped in truth. Today many people worship many things. People worship things made by their own hand. But Allah means the one that is worshipped in truth, in reality. It also means that which people are bewildered by. So we can never even fathom Allah's greatness. We become bewildered, perplexed when we want to think of how great Allah is. Allahu Akbar. Allah is great. But Allah is greater than what? Not that we cannot compare Him to anything to say He's greater than X, Y, or Z. Allah rather is greater than anything that can be used to describe Him. We also see that Allah is that one to whom all are submissive to. So whatever you call God in your language, He is the one that all submit to. This is the third definition, or the third aspect of the definition of Allah. The Imam also says that Allah is the one veiled by the grasp of sight, hidden from the imagination and contemplation. Nobody can see God. Prophets in the Quran, they also attest to the fact that they can never see God. He is beyond the physical sight. He is also beyond the imagination and contemplation. When we say Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest, we can't even fathom that sentence because He's greater than what? Anything we try to compare God to, He's greater than that. So it bewilders us. It is out of our grasp of understanding of how great He actually is. So when we say Allah in our prayers, in any action in our day-to-day life, let us keep this definition in mind of who this Creator is, who this God is that we submit to fully and wholeheartedly. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.